Hello everyone, welcome to Any Pluto. Let's start the video. Rumors from far and wide suggest that toward the finish of the Shine line, Sovereign Joe was savage and clumsy. After exploiting the disarray and changing into magnificence, the nine-followed fox charmed Sovereign Joe and unleashed destruction on the planet. The development of the nine-followed fox prompted disarray on the planet, and the normal people endured. To oust the despot and re-establish harmony in the world, the loved expert sent Jiangxia to lead the divine beings against the nine-followed fox. After an extended conflict, Jiangxia ousted the Sham tradition. He caught the nine-followed fox and laid out everlasting accomplishments. As a prize, Jiangxia ought to have been named the head of the divine beings. At the fixing function, the worshipped expert arranged for Jiangxia to kill the nine-followed fox. In any case, when Jiangxia was going to make a move, he saw one more young lady's spirit concealed in nine-followed fox's body. On the off chance that the nine-followed fox is killed, the young lady would without a doubt be dead too. Altogether, not to hurt the blameless, setting free the spirits of the nine-followed fox and the young lady, Jiangxia just obliterated the actual body of the nine-followed fox. Realizing this, the adored expert was enraged to the point that he fixed Jiangxia's heavenly power and ousted him toward the North Ocean, where he requested that Jiangxia reflect. When Jiangxia perceives his slip-up, he would be permitted to return and be the head of the divine beings once more. How time passes quickly. A decade has passed. The world has taken earth-shaking changes. Jiangxia is as yet banished. He sits by the lake consistently and appreciates fishing. Anyway, Jiangxia isn't carrying on with a banishing life alone, for his lesser individual disciple Shengongbao has forever been with him. Due to the unforgiving climate in the North Ocean, one needs to bargain with the proprietor of the bar if one needs food. One day, when Jiangxia is purchasing food, a peculiar young lady breaks into the house. The young lady's name is Xiao Jiao, and she is not a local of the North Ocean. Be that as it may, Jiangxia is stunned when he looks at Xiao Jiao, since this face can't be more natural to him. The very face made him free the nine-followed fox, erroneously bringing about his 10-year exile in the North Ocean. When Xiao Jiao enters, she asks about the insight into Yudu Mountain, the storekeeper. Incidentally, Yudu Mountain used to be an interminable mountain where ruler Zhou was idolized as the divine force of marriage. Yet, these beyond 2 years, somebody has found fox evil presences tormenting the mountains, which emerges far-reaching worry from the rest of the world. It is said that the mountain presently blossoms with roses all over, hindering the way into the mountain. Just what the guy possessed by the retailer might one at any point arrive without a hitch. In the North Ocean, everything is estimated. Since Xiao Jiao has no cash, so she needs to snatch the guide and afterward take off. In her departure, Xiao Jiao's cap is knocked off, uncovering the ears of the fox devils concealed beneath. It's notable that on the off chance that one can catch the fox's evil spirit and hand it over to the worshipped expert, one can get endless rewards, and, surprisingly, turning into a god is even conceivable. The fugitives in the bar unexpectedly get energized and join the skirmish of getting Xiao Jiao together. During the battle, the guide is gulped by Jiangxia's legendary monster Sabuxiang. Yet, no time allowing to stress over that, Xiao Jiao needs to get away from the bar first. Jiangxia follows her intently. The young lady is going to run out of the boundary of the North Ocean. Assuming Jiangxia follows her and crosses this boundary, it implies testing the power of the adored expert. However, to tackle the internal uncertainty irritating him, he can't mind to such an extent. As nightfall moved toward, the young lady has run the entire way to the forest. With all her consideration zeroed in on Jiangxia, behind her she doesn't sees something unforeseen secret in the forest. An influx of dark, angry spirits emerges from the forest and wraps Xiao Jiao around, attempting to remove her. Luckily, Jiangxia shows up in time and saves her. He has the red wristband on Xiao Jiao's lower leg, which is selective to the nine-followed fox. So he gets some information about the beginning of the wristband, yet Xiao Jiao says that she has lost all her memory and consequently she has no clue about the armband's starting point. However, the wristband has been highlighting Yudu Mountain for her, where perhaps she can find her dad, and afterward all that will become known. In this manner, to figure out Xiao Jiao's valuable experience and settle the questions that plague him, Jiangxia chooses to look for the street prompting Yudu Mountain along with Xiao Jiao. En route, they chance upon a withering man who was an individual from the fox hunting crew. Since the fresh insight about the disclosure of the fox's evil spirit in Yudu Mountain, there are many individuals like him who go to Yudu Mountain to chase foxes to acquire brilliance and riches. As a merciful man, Jiangxia is hesitant to remain, which makes Xiao Jiao exceptionally despondent. Sorrowful Xiao Jiao chooses to get to Yudu Mountain without help from anyone else. However, she doesn't see that the blood she inadvertently dribbles enacts the angry spirits resting on the combat zone. When joined, the angry spirits are strong to the point that even Jiang Zia, who comes to save her, is no counterpart for it. During the battle between the different sides, the angry spirits stomp down Xiao Jiao's knapsack and the bone-made breeze tolls inside drop out. Then, at that point, something sorcery occurs. In the wake of hearing the sound of wind tolls, the spirits quiet down as though they were alleviated. However, these spirits won't find happiness in the hereafters, since they are fighters who kicked the bucket in the extraordinary conflict. Jiang Zia tells Xiao Jiao that in the 10th paradise there is a strange bird called a swallow. Just when the birds plummet, could these angry spirits at any point resurrect, which hasn't been seen. In the evening time, Jiang Zia and Xiao Jiao discuss the extraordinary conflict. In those days, they generally felt that by killing the 9-followed fox, the world would recover harmony. Yet, after the conflict, the world turns out to be more forsaken than previously. Similarly, as they are visiting, a blue figure unexpectedly slides across the dim sky. Shockingly, the amazing swallow in the 10th paradise truly dives into the human domain. It removes the angry spirits who passed on in the conflict and brings trust. Its tail attracts a marvelous smooth way to the night sky, the finish of which is the area of Yudu Mountain. Directed by the smooth way, the two before long come to the foot of Yudu Mountain. Anyway, similarly, as they are going to ascend the mountain, Shingongbao surges over and stops them. It just so happens, Shingongbao is continually stressed over Jiang Zia, so he has been covertly following them. Expecting that Jiang Zia might be confounded by the fox's evil presence, Shingongbao gets Xiao Jiao and expects her to address every one of his inquiries. Jiang Zia hastily ventures forward to stop him, however it's as yet a stage late. To save Xiao Jiao, Sabuxiang has been beaten to such an extent that he flies out. In the pursuit of Sabuxiang, Xiao Jiao unintentionally breaks into the inside of Yudu Mountain. Yudu Mountain is the domain of Head Zhou. He gets Xiao Jiao and squeezes her to let him know the whereabouts of the 9-followed fox. Incidentally, Head Zhou has long seen the red armband on Xiao Jiao's foot. Also, he knows its genuine beginning. This red wristband is the incredible lock of fate, and the two individuals who are associated with the lock will live and pass on together. What's more, another associated with the lock is the 9-followed fox. Presently, as long as the lock of predetermination is shown, the 9-followed fox can be found once more. To get the whereabouts of his cherished Head, Zhou chooses to utilize power to address Xiao Jiao. Somewhere far off, hearing Xiao Jiao's shocking shouts, Jiang Zia surges frantically to the mountains. In any case, he is late. Due to Sovereign Zhou's torment, Xiao Jiao bit by bit passes out her body, ejecting in an eruption of red light. The red light draws in a gathering of fox evil spirits, and they take Xiao Jiao away. Jiang Zia swiftly pursues them. Anyway, the most obviously terrible circumstance happens when the fox's evil presences bring Xiao Jiao to the 9-followed fox. Aside from Jiang Zia, nobody can envision that the 9-followed fox, which ought to have kicked the bucket quite a while back, would return to the human domain once more. Seeing that everybody is staggered, the 9-followed fox gradually relates the reality of that year. It just so happens, Xiao Jiao's genuine name is Su Daji, and on the day she got hitched, the 9-followed fox involved her body and turned into the partner of the Shang administration, while Su Daji was locked by lock of predetermination and would never move away. In those days, altogether not to hurt the guiltless, Jiang Zia let go of the spirit of the 9-followed fox. In any case, out of the blue, Xiao Jiao likewise made a move to escape from the shackles of the 9-followed fox and removed a piece of the evil presence force of the 9-followed fox to reshape her actual body. The justification behind the 9-followed fox snatching Xiao Jiao is to recover her devil power. Hearing this, Jiang Zia and Shingongbao can't be more cautious. They need to hold hands to save Xiao Jiao. To save Xiao Jiao, the lock of fate should be annihilated first. Anyway, startlingly, the second when they assault the lock of predetermination, the smell of the respected expert shows up and safeguards the lock. It just so happens, the lock is connected with the worshipped expert. The second the two are surprised, the 9-followed fox has sucked away her evil spirit power from Xiao Jiao. Since the 9-followed fox has recuperated all her power, Jiang Zia and Shingongbao are no counterparts for her. Seeing that the three are going to bite the dust here, Sabuxiang frantically opposed the 9-followed fox, and afterward they effectively take off. However, Sabuxiang is genuinely harmed. At the point when Xiao Jiao is lamenting, Sabuxiang transforms into an explosion of light and vanishes. Shingongbao lets Jiang Zia know that the worshipped expert won't relinquish the 9-followed fox. Assuming the lock of fate remains locked, Xiao Jiao will pass on alongside the 9-followed fox. To open it, they can go to the respected expert. Anyway, with his heavenly power fixed, Jiang Zia can't move toward the venerated expert. To help him, Shen Gongbao opens the radiant steps for Jiang Zia to the detriment of his development. On the steps confronting the allegation of the loved expert, Jiang Zia is intrepid, and he courageously questions the expert. Jiang Zia's industriousness brings a defining moment. The loved expert lets Jiang Zia know that once the destiny lock is secured, it's rugged in this life. However, Jiang Zia can send Xiao Jiao to the remnants of return. She can be renewed in this manner, opening the lock of fate. Realizing this, Jiang Zia, along with Shen Gongbao, races to the remnants of return. Regardless of their fast move, the nine-followed fox makes up for a lost time. To delay, Shen Gongbao chooses to remain and hold off the nine-followed fox. However, because of the immense power difference between the two, Shen Gongbao can't stop the nine-followed fox, regardless of whether he forfeits himself. Before death, he reviews the location of his most memorable experience with Jiang Zia. Jiang Zia has forever been the legend he appreciates, so he follows Jiang Zia toward the North Ocean, trusting that he can transform into his previous picture. On the opposite side, Xiao Jiao awakens in Jiang Zia's arms. Jiang Zia tells her that as long as she enters the vestiges of return, she can be resurrected. In eternity, she will have her own family like standard individuals. With the development of brilliant light, a brilliant circle ascends from the ocean. Xiao Jiao hesitantly says goodbye to Jiang Zia and strolls into the circle. Right when the plate is going to sink into the ocean, the nine-followed fox makes up for a lost time. Jiang Zia needs to stop her, yet he is no counterpart to her by any means. Nine-followed fox chuckles at him, saying that he doesn't know anything and that he is only an idiot who is kept from reality by the worshipped expert. She thunders as loud as possible and breaks the plate. Startlingly, from the messed up plate arises a huge number of angry spirits of the fox faction. There is no resurrection in the remains of return by any means. It's simply an enclosure for detaining spirits. Incidentally, in those days, the respected expert tricked the nine-followed fox, promising her that if she interfaces with a human through the lock of predetermination and assists him with sending off the extraordinary conflict and joining the three domains, she can climb to paradise and become a divine being. However, when the objectives were reached to conceal reality, the adored expert slew the fox tribe and covered them in the unlimited void. In the wake of completing this, the nine-followed fox and these angry fox spirits together transform into an enormous red fox, which hurries to the sky, endeavoring to destroy the sky. Simultaneously, a brilliant hatchet gradually drops from the sky. Xiao Jiao, additionally wrapped up by these angry fox's evil presences, needs to confront the monster hatchet together. Ascending along the chain, Jiang Zia needs to save Xiao Jiao. But since of the solid force of the angry spirits, he should initially recapture his heavenly power. He breaks the seal the worshipped expert had placed on his body. What's more, his body breaks out a more remarkable power than previously. On account of this power, every one of the angry spirits is decontaminated and, surprisingly, the lock of fate is opened. Yet, he is as yet a stage late. The Goliath hatchet tumbling from the sky kills the nine-followed fox as well as Xiao Jiao. Xiao Jiao transforms into brilliant light and vanishes before Jiang Zia. After the fox's evil spirits are annihilated, the venerated expert slips the great steps once more and maintains that Jiang Zia should be the head of the divine beings. Anyway, in Jiang Zia's heart there is the only fury. He accepts that there is as yet a lock hold between paradise and earth, which is the shackle forced on people by the loved expert. Strolling to the center of the radiant steps, Jiang Zia gradually raises his heavenly whip and afterward raises a ruckus around town steps. Without these steps, people will presently not be honored by the divine beings. Yet, it likewise implies that divine beings can never again force shackles on people. From that point on, individuals can live independently and there is no God high in paradise any longer. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to Any Pluto.